Well, I figured get on here again and complain. The reason I say complain is because I watch these people. I'm not going to mention names, but people. Self help people. People that are just out there, do basically like what I do and just speak and talk. But these people are trying to, get you to buy their book, come to their seminar, that kind of stuff. And they just use these great swelling words. It talks about that in the Bible to get advantage over you. And they're very charismatic and smiley, and some of them are not that way. Some are downright rude and nasty and stuff, and they take great pride in it because their approach is a little different. But it all comes down to the same thing. They want to sit here and tell you, well, this is how you succeed. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. And yeah, there's ways to succeed, sure. I've always found if you're yourself, just be yourself. It's the best thing to do, because you are a unique person. There's no one else like you. No one else has your same thoughts and attributes and everything else. And you're going to listen to somebody stand up there and tell you, oh, this is how you do this is how you do that. Well, look, I'm not putting down anybody. But I'll name the book, but there's many, many, many more books just like it. How to negotiate anything, and the art of the deal, things like that. But you could read them, probably good reads. I mean, but really, what are you going to learn from it? You got to have something that somebody wants, right? I mean, if you're rich and can offer somebody something, yeah, they'll sit down and you can probably work out a pretty good deal. People want to talk to you and work with you. If you're just some guy off the street and you're going to think you're going to get a deal, well, it's this or that, well, that usually ain't going to happen because you got nothing to offer. At least in their eyes, you have nothing to offer. So if you think you're going to get the deal and the negotiation you want, usually is not going to happen. That's very, very rare when it does happen. Because if it does happen, that's because you have something they want. I usually watch guys like Sylvester Stallone, and I like the guy because he's honest about what he talks about, and he's sincere, and his story is actually really something. Here's somebody way down on their luck, wrote it, and then wrote a screenplay, script, whatever you want to call it, movie thing. Companies, thought, who the hell this guy? He's a nobody, he's just some idiot, we could buy this thing for little or nothing. So he kept turning it down. He wanted to be he wanted to be the main character. They gave him every reason why he couldn't be the main character. Wasn't good looking enough, droopy face, droopy eyes, slurred his speech, all kinds of reasons, okay? And they kept upping and upping and upping the price. Got really pretty good. I mean, the guy could have just done it, but he didn't sell out. He didn't sell himself short. So finally, they said, okay, we'll shoot some scenes and put you in the movie and we'll see how it works. Well, they shot it and started doing things, and obviously it was better than they thought. And the things he didn't have that they said, the slur speech, the droopy face, and can't act, not good looking enough, all that stuff, that actually appealed to the audience. Those people looked at him and go, "That's me. I know that guy. That guy's my best friend. That guy's my brother, my neighbor." It resonated with them. And the rest is history. But he didn't give up on himself. He hung to his guns. You gotta admire someone like that. So there's things you can pick up, and really the moral of that story is real simple. Don't give up on yourself. Stick to your guns. You may not be the greatest actor in the world, but you don't have to be. People just have to like you. There's a lot of actors out there that, they don't win a Grammy. They're not the greatest. They're not the one most ordered, but they're entertaining. People like them. It's kind of like, I could probably name a bunch of actors like that, and you know who they are. But don't ever count yourself out. Like I say, man, you're a unique individual. You have your own thoughts, your own hopes and dreams. Especially with this YouTube stuff. If you want to be an aspiring anything, I don't care what it is. You want to sing? Hell with the studios. Right here. Where's your audience? You want to act? Well, get a few friends together and, I don't know, make a little series. Maybe it'll grow to a really big, and all of a sudden everybody's looking around going, well, who is this guy? Who's this gal? Who are these people? And you might get your break. But then again, you may look around going, I like doing things on my terms the way I like to do it. And this is doing okay. Instead of being under someone else's thumb. And that's why I keep coming back to these self-help books and so on and so forth. You're just listening to somebody's story in their life, what worked for them. What works for you may be totally different. Because you're not them. I mean, not everybody's going to, be some great big success in life. But that's okay. You got to be happy being you. And if you please God, well, that's the only audience you need to please. Don't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. If you make God smile and He's happy with you, and you're righteous, and you're a good person, and the whole 9 yards, that's all that matters. What God thinks. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. I remember, it's hard to forget it, but they were doing this thing, and this guy was up there talking. I can tell you his name because he's to me he's a bullshit artist, but most of them are, if you ask me. The guy was taking questions, and this college kid of age, mid-20s, maybe late 20s, gets to the thing. Man, he's all pumped. He's like, "Oh, man, I've read all your books. I've read 750 self-help books, and boy, I mean, he's just going on." And the guy that was speaking goes, "Whoa, wait, you read 750 self-help books?" Yeah, I did. I read all these books. And he's like, "What is wrong with you? You wasted all this time reading all these 750 albums. Why didn't you just like one or two or three and implement what you've learned? You wasted all this time reading 750 books when you should be implementing what you've read with the first few and be on your way. Well, there again, you may not be on your way because their way and your way are two different ways. You're a different individual than they are. Is success the same for everyone? No. Some people don't care about it. Some people care about taking care of their family and seeing their family and friends, and they're content in their life. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Not at all. Makes you happy, makes God happy, makes your friends and family happy. World's a better place. So, basically what I'm getting at is this. Don't sit here wasting your life watching all this crap, including me. Get out and live your life. Implement your life. Put your mark on this world your way. Because you're a unique individual. You have a lot to offer. Just because some of these people get on these, what the hell shows are they? American Got Talent and things like that. Just because some person sits up there and goes, "Oh, man, you're not that good, boy. You don't sing very good, blah blah blah, or this or that," don't listen to them. They might not have liked you, but that doesn't matter. But maybe somebody else does. Maybe a whole group of people like you. Use this as your vessel to communicate. I remember I believe it to be true. I never checked it out, but I believe it to be true. Years ago, a lot of these singers and stuff would, if you want to cut a record deal with one of these big labels, they own the rights to the record, and all that bullshit. And there's a couple guys that said, "Wait a minute here, we're the talent. We wrote the songs. We put the lyrics, the tune, the whole thing together. Why should you own this? It's us. It's ours. We created it." And they put a lot of pressure on the executives of some big record label, and they changed the whole thing for everyone. So now you owned your rights. You owned your songs. I mean, there's lots of different ways to do things. And the two people I'm talking about, if I remember it right, it's been a long time since I've heard this, and I could have it mixed up even. But it was Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings. And you know what? Not everybody likes Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings. Now, I personally like them. But not everybody does. And this is what I'm talking about. Not everybody may like what you sing, like your voice, like what you do, but there are some people that may love it. And that's all that matters. And that you enjoy doing it. To hell, what's wrong with that? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Some people don't like certain actors and actresses. Okay, but some people do. that reminds me of that one song. Oh gosh, I can't. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the group now. I'm sure somebody's probably got it already and know exactly what I'm going to say. But they had a song. It was called "Some Girls Do." Like in the song, it was Some girls stick their nose up at them and walk by them, and it doesn't matter because there's other girls that like him. Like some girls do. So, I can't remember the name of the band. You probably remember it. But there you go. There's going to be men that don't like certain women, and certain women don't like certain men, but there are some that do. Don't waste your time on the ones that don't. Waste your time on the ones that do. Yeah, that's funny. It was a popular band, too. I don't know if they're even together anymore. Country. It was a country band. I do know that. But it was funny. I don't know. It just popped into my head. But that's gonna bother me. It's just like everybody else out there. That's one of those things where you're like, man, I know. Sawyer Brown. There you go, Sawyer Brown. That was the band. Yeah, some girls do. See, now it won't bother me because I remembered. But yeah, and some people probably hate that song, and some probably just think, man, that's a cool song. Like I said, don't worry about what the world says. Because some people like what you do, some don't. Don't worry about the ones that don't. Like this old adage is, not everybody, you're not going to please everyone. But make sure you please God and be true and righteous and so forth with yourself. Be honest with yourself. And don't waste your time sitting there with all this self-help crap and listening to these people. Like I said, myself included. Go out and live your life. Don't sit here wasting it listening to this rhetoric and bullshit. It's a terrible thing to waste. There are a lot of people that have talent. Some can develop their talent. Some, like me, will never have any talent. So, you just got to accept that fact. So, hell. But with that said, folks, I'm going to tell you what. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. I hope God smiles down upon you and you get whatever you wish. I hope you get whatever you wish for. No matter what it is. Because God, He knows what's best for you. May not be what you wish for, but He knows what's best for you. And hopefully you and Him are on the same page. And he says, well, you know what? You're all right. Maybe I will. So, be kind to one another. Ain't enough of that going around. Bunch of crazies running around out there. People running around shooting at CEOs in the back of the. It's like, what? That's craziness. That's just lunacy. Why would anyone do that? I think people killing people and stabbing people in this nation is lunacy to begin with. And you don't want to be. You don't want a society like that. You don't want people like that. It's like you're going to always have crazy people out there. That's a sad thing, too. So, kids going and shooting up kids in schools. What the hell? Total senseless. Nutcases. And then lighting people on fire in subways or whatever. And then people just standing there with their cameras and filming it. It's like, what the hell? Help that person. I mean, take your coat off. Try to put the fire out. Fire extinguisher. I mean, anything. Oh, but we're standing here, we're filming it. What the hell's wrong with you? That one guy, he helped somebody. He helped somebody that was in distress, and what the hell? The prosecutor, the evil son of a bitches that they are, and the police tried to throw him in prison forever because he put some guy down. He put a rabid animal down. He was a man. He did what men do. These little pieces of filth that did that to him, throw him out of office. You people need to run them out of town. And wherever they go in this world, especially in this country, they should be run out. We should not tolerate that. We should honor, heroes like that. That's what they are. I mean, they teach you to go and crawl in a fetal position because they tell you to, so they can do whatever they want to you. No, you don't crawl in a fetal position. You stand up to them. They may kill you. They may beat you to death. They may hurt you really bad. But you know what? God hates a coward. God hates a coward. God bless all those people out there that stand up and do the right thing, even in the face of the worst possible things. There's going to be a day of reckoning and judgment. You want to be righteous. You want to be counted worthy. Not man's eyes, God's eyes. So don't you worry about these pieces of filth out here. They'll get theirs. One day, sooner or later, they get theirs. May not be the way you want, may not be how it happens, but God is in charge. Always. Like I said, you folks have a Merry Christmas, and God bless you all. Every single one of you. Keep you from harm. May smile and give you grace.